not going to figure, you wouldn't think in playoff action, makes it even more important for the Sydney Kings.
Well, this game's underway. Jeray Grant going up with Diamond Simpson. And last time these two teams played, Diamond Simpson was awesome as Jeray Grant establishes himself early with a nice elevated jump hook over the top of the rim with his left hand.
It was a very athletic move. We've seen him grow throughout his time here. His couple of months he's been here in Australia, he has just gotten better and better. And the potential of this young man, Jeray Grant, is enormous. As is with Diamond Simpson, who puts it to the floor with the right hand.
Diamond Simpson, last time we covered the 36ers in Adelaide, had 22 points, all 22 in the paint. As Kazoo shoots his little left-hander, a little bit long, Adelaide grabbed the rebound through mid-three. Warren will slow it down, all tied up at 2.
Well, we're throwing a little head fake because the Adelaide 36ers suggested that Tom Daly was going to start. He's not in the starting lineup tonight. So perhaps a little bit of funny buggers by Marty Clark.
Jeray Grant with the reject. We have the top 4 shot blockers in this game. Grant, obviously one of them, second behind Julian Kazoo. He catches it up at the top of the key. Gets it to Bruce, back to Kazoo. He backs down. Johnson throws up his shot off the backboard, gives the City Kings the lead.
A little push-off by Warren, and that's what he is. He is a shoot-first, pass-second guard, and you can see why as he comes down and splashes one from the perimeter. He is a lot smaller than I thought. I've only seen Chris Warren on television, but he is not even 6 foot. Daniel Johnson running the floor well, and we spoke about Julian Kazoo and how he has lit it up against the Adelaide 36ers. Daniel Johnson also has an appetite for the Sydney Kings as well, Steve, because he's no slouch. In their 3 games, he's averaged 21 points and almost 9 rebounds and almost 3 blocks per outing. So Big DJ likes the purple and gold.
He sure does. I mean, he's no slouch, period.
16-7 on the season, and also a very healthy 8 of 16, 50% from the 3-point line. So Daniel Johnson at 7 foot, dare I say it, Steve, in that mold of a very, very poverty-stricken Dirk Nowitzki type season.
So easy up there. And as we see both of these teams lighten it up early, we've seen some high-scoring contests between these two teams thus far. Simpson comes up short. Julian Kazoo reels it in, gets it to Magic. Magic goes baseline, comes up a little bit too short. Simpson with another board. Him and Kazoo have been on the glass early. Ways off the mark. Magic with the board. This game's been up and down. Magic goes hard.
Steve, also in the introduction we mentioned that Kevin Rash was going to be starting and Anatoly Bosch coming off the bench. That hasn't happened either. So not sure whether it's a bit of tomfoolery by the coaches not wanting to show their hand or what is going on, but different lineups than were first mentioned pre-game.
Aaron Bruce on the baseline inbounds just gets it in to Jeray Grant. Little pick and pop, his 17-footer is good as it bounces in. Jeray Grant's got 4, the Sydney Kings 8.
The Sydney Kings, as we saw last week against the Townsville Crocs, coming out on fire, shooting the ball very, very well. Daniel Johnson gets whacked. He's got to go to the line for that. He's going to go and earn 2 points, try and earn 2 points the hard way. But really the issue for the Kings and the Adelaide 36ers has been more on the defensive end. And there you see the foul, blatant foul by Jeray Grant. Just didn't quite have his balance and his feet right. And Daniel Johnson, when he gets it in the paint with his size, he's a very, very good scoring option. And he has an instinct to score as well, Steve.
Gines about to check in for Jeray Grant, who's got his 2nd personal foul. Sure don't want him to pick up his 3rd in the first quarter. He's only played 3 minutes. And he's picked up 2 fouls, so he'll take an early exit. That's one way to stop Jeray Grant, get him in the foul trouble.
And it really does change the look of the Sydney Kings with Jere Grant not out there. They're a lot smaller team and puts much greater emphasis on ANZBallaz for him to get to the glass. Mitch Creek, one of the true athletes we have in the competition, and he shows a little bit of it right there with the steal and the nice little dunk.
Little tightrope act on the sideline as he pulled the steal in, giving Adelaide the lead. Bose to Magin. He goes to turn the corner, goes all the way for a strong two-hand drive. We're tied at 10. An impressive bucket by Ben Magin. Daniel Johnson, we've seen his shooting touch. He has the ability to go inside and out, giving Adelaide the lead.
I'm telling you, Steve, it's if he can learn just to put that ball on the floor and create his shot off the dribble. Now, obviously, he's no Dirk Nowitzki, but he's got those characteristics. Oh, he's... Simon Simpson almost fluffed the unfluffable, and his knee gave away as he tried to go upstairs and dunk it. Another sloppy turnover by the Kings.
Kings just giving up those opportunities. Adelaide with a 4-point lead and the ball. Creek trying to get a little closer, and his Green is well within that shot. He knocks it down, giving Adelaide a 6-point lead. Adelaide 36ers on a 6-0 run here at the Sydney Entertainment Center. We'll be back after this short message.
Hi, my customer needs a windscreen chip repaired urgently. You see, she knew that chip could turn into a crack any time and was worried about the safety implications for her family. She immediately jumped online to o'brienglass.com.au and requested an appointment. It's so easy, you simply select your preferred day, time and location to have your glass fixed. An O'Brien repair can be as little as a quarter of the cost of replacing the screen. And if you've got automotive glass insurance, it's usually paid for by the insurer. Chip windscreen? Visit o'brienglass.com.au now.
O'Brien. Not allowed just middle penetration, all right? We've got to be down our stance, we've got to be ready to slide our feet, we've got to be carrying a hand. Simple stuff. Come on. Here we go.
Iner Billiard, Andrew, not happy about that dribble penetration in the middle's coming up real easy and real early in the shot clock.
Steve, last Friday against the Townsville Crocs, it was only their very, very good offense in the first 3 quarters that kept them in that game, because defensively they were poor the entire outing. And tonight we haven't seen any significant improvement, and combined that with 3 turnovers that virtually placed the Kings in indefensible situations, it's given the Adelaide 36ers this early lead. So no real signs. We see it in the urgency in Iner Billiard in that time out, but no real signs that there's been a whole lot of changes to their defensive efforts so far.
Sydney after a timeout. Let's see what they can execute. Bose to Giants. Gets it into Kazoo on a low catch, and his lefty is off the back of the iron. Simpson with another board.
Although they never scored, I like that offensive set. No dribble penetration, good motion away from the ball, and you get it to your superstar down low. He's going to make more than he misses from that range. So although the old adage, Operation Successful, Patient Dies, might apply here, but it's a good saying for what we saw there, because it was very good offense, good ball movement.
Adelaide with an opportunity to score 8 in a row. Johnson. He traveled. That's a good call. Switch the pivot foot. I mean, he's quick. He's quick enough and nimble enough. If he's able to switch pivot, it'd be very difficult to guard.
Yeah, you need to call those ones. He's a big fella. Now, wholesale changes for the Kings. They're both their guards, Magin and Aaron Bruce, check out. Luke Martin and Luke Cooper come into the game. So very, very small lineup for the Sydney Kings on the floor at the moment.
Warren with a terrible pass, trying to throw post entry, wasn't able to get it. Kings with that small lineup of the 2 small point guards. Bose draws the contact. Gets a little soft one off the backboard, drawing Sydney within 4.
ANZBallaz drew the short end of the straw on a couple of dubious decisions last week.
Kazoo with the block shot against Simpson. Luke Martin, nice pass. Oh, that'll be boarded on. It hit the backboard. That's done illegally. Goaltending called on Diamond Simpson. And we're going to see some block shots. As I mentioned earlier, the top 4 shot blockers in the league are playing in this game. And there's one of them right there, Diamond Simpson.
Just got the board first. And good hustle by Diamond Simpson to come back. The Adelaide 36ers have gone small for small. They've brought in Bartlett and Nathan Herbert.
Bartlett's got the ball now. Great job of getting to the rim. Can't get the finish with the lane. Ratch pulls down the board.
It was really that, I think it was about 6 games he had with the Perth Wildcats where he came on and showed that he belongs in the NBL. That's earned him another call-up, this time with the Adelaide 36ers.
Luke Martin loses the handle and then gets it back momentarily. Warren with the Jets on. Good defensive play by Ratch to make that a tough layup, but still Warren was able to capitalize.
Warren's another one. He's had a tough time of it late in the last 3 games. Since Nathan Prosper's gone down, the scoring production of Chris Warren has really gone off the ball. But on the season, he's still solid, averaging 16 points a game. Played at Ole Miss, I think it was, Steve, in the United States. The SEC conference, good conference.
Good hands by Luke Martin. Luke Cooper is able to draw the body contact. He'll get himself to the foul line. Let's go back to Everard Bartlett. Not only has he gotten a call-up, he has gotten a full-time contract with the Adelaide 36ers. I spoke to him before the game, and one of the reasons was because he came in momentarily for Damian Martin, his next call-up had to be a full-time job.
Yes, there's some peculiar rules go on in the NBL, but then that might be one of them. But I think it's a good thing and a smart thing. Nathan Prosper out for the season with the Achilles injury, and we wish him well. But it's opened the door for Bartlett to come in. And he is an explosive athlete. We haven't seen a lot of it, but in that short stint when he came back with the Perth Wildcats, what he did show is that he has matured a lot in the way he's played since his early days with the New Zealand Breakers, where we really hardly saw him. But he also has shown that he can knock down a perimeter jump shot as well. So, good signing for the Adelaide 36ers.
He's got that swing position at the 1 or the 2. Has the ability to use the on-ball screen. Stephen Way for his 3-point shot comes up short. Ball's loose, goes to Warren. Bartlett with a good look outside the 3-point line. He makes no mistake. That's what he does.
And that's what I was talking about. And it's just come with the confidence that he's developed as he's matured. And now getting some good playing time. Luke Cooper lucky to get away with that one. Doubled up right on the center line. Ooh. Looked like there might have been a problem to the big fella, Julian Kazoo. Knee buckled, but it was just a foul. And he's going to go to the line to shoot a couple.
Good strong cut by the King Star. When you got your superstar making cuts to the basket like this. And Everard Bartlett trying to cut him off. He clipped his legs a little bit. Big fella goes down.
Just a little slow on the rotation. Steve, the last time these two teams met was the first time Julian Kazoo in his NBL career, he had a 20 and 20 game at 20 points and 21 rebounds, which is not since the days of the great Mark Brecky have we seen too many people reel off 20 and 20s. But Julian Kazoo did it. But the interesting thing about that game is that all 20 of his scoring points came in the second half. Now tonight he's off to a bit better start. But he's got the 4 points, a couple of rebounds. But he doesn't fade away as the game goes on. Down crunch time, he gets the job done.
Nathan Herbert from deep. Eddie with the strong rebound. Martin Eddie checks into the game for the Kings. Making his presence known on the glass. Bose hits the 2-point guards for Sydney like an AFL player.
Steve, I have to be honest. If I was coaching the Sydney Kings, I think there's a spot for both Luke Cooper and Luke Martin, but I don't think there's a spot for them on the court at the same time. You know, with their rotations, you can play Anatoly Bose as a 2-guard. You've got Rash who can play 2-3. Just I'm not sure they really work well together. very similar in their characteristics.
Warren trying to create some space, gets it into Halliwell. Halliwell to Bartlett. He shoots a long jumper.
Two very athletic rebounds by the big Martin Itty. But his time has been erratic this season. Some games not even hitting the court. But big body. Another one that's got huge potential. What to like about the future when you think of Bose and Martin Itty, Adelaide Grant.
Rash with a runner with the left hand, not the shot that Sydney wanted. Adelaide come up with the board. Warren slowing it down, get a little bit more patience for the 36ers. Ways backing down the smaller Luke Cooper.
And that's my point right there. The matchups now are going to be tough for the Sydney Kings. And a good, smart play by Stephen Way to recognise that he's got a guy grossly undersized against him. Stephen Way at 6'7", 6'8". Looks like he's been in the gym as well. Big barrel-chested now. Strong down low.
Oh, he is.
There he is. Look at him. Just abusing him down low.
And you can do that all night.
Gee, Martin Itty's showing a little bit of nervousness there. Just went for, wasn't even a real good head fake. And he was in the air like Tweety Bird.
It looked like the world's best pump fake the way he went for it. Rash looking to turn the corner. And he turns it over again.
Steve, this is becoming a concern for the Kings. 6 turnovers in the first, 7 turnovers in the first quarter. And we've still got 16 seconds remaining.
That's way too many. Daly hands it off to Bartlett. He traveled.
A little itty. They get the call, and this gives the Kings 7.5 seconds to get off a shot. That's more than enough time to get off a decent shot.
Rash will come up against Creek. Good move, gets to the rim. Nice little head fake by Rash to get Mitch Creek up in the air, and Sydney get a surprising one at the end, get all the way to the rim for a layup. They're down by 3 to the 36ers after 1 quarter of play. We'll be back.